Born into poverty in St. Louis in 1906, Josephine Baker emerged from one of the harshest crucibles of American life. Her early years were marked by hunger, segregation, and the constant sting of rejection. She worked as a maid, danced on street corners for spare change, and was rejected again and again by the theaters and vaudeville stages that couldn't see past the color of her skin. Yet, like a true Spartan, forged by adversity, she refused to break. She did not run from hardship. She made it the foundation of her strength. By the time she was 19, Baker had turned her back on the America that had turned its back on her. She boarded a ship to France with a touring dance troupe, and it was in Paris that she would truly begin to conquer the world. The city fell in love with her. Her performances in the Folies Bergère became legendary, provocative, exotic, and utterly unlike anything seen before. She turned her body into art, her movement into rebellion, and her presence into a challenge to every assumption about race and beauty. She was not just dancing, she was defying. Every step, every turn, every glance was a declaration. I exist, I matter, and I will not be ignored. But Josephine Baker was more than a performer. When World War II erupted, she didn't retreat into luxury or hide behind her fame. She became a spy. As a member of the French resistance, she used her celebrity as a weapon. She attended parties with Nazi officers, listened, charmed, and remembered. She smuggled intelligence written in invisible ink on her sheet music. She carried secrets sewn into her dresses. She risked her life again and again, because the fight for freedom was not a performance, it was a duty. Few knew at the time how deep her involvement ran. She wasn't simply helping from the sidelines. She was embedded, active, committed. She flew missions, passed messages, and even allowed her chateau to be used as a headquarters for resistance fighters. When France was liberated, she was decorated with the Croix de Guerre and the Resistance Medal. But even then, she didn't speak loudly about what she'd done. Like a true warrior, she let her deeds speak for themselves. Her war didn't end in 1945. When she returned to the United States, she found the same racial prejudice she had left behind. Once again, she stood her ground. She refused to perform for segregated audiences. She publicly challenged the venues and demanded change. In a country where even speaking out could cost you everything, Baker demanded justice, and got it. She didn't just march alongside civil rights leaders. She stood at the podium during the 1963 March on Washington, the only woman to speak that day. Dressed in her Free French military uniform, adorned with the medals she earned in war, she told the world what it meant to fight on multiple fronts. In her later years, she adopted children from across the globe, what she called her Rainbow Tribe, to show the world that harmony across race and culture was possible. Her home became a living experiment in unity. Some mocked it. Some called it naive. But Spartans didn't care for the approval of the masses. They lived by principle, by discipline, by will. And Josephine lived the same way. In 2021, decades after her death, France gave her its highest honor. She was inducted into the Pantheon in Paris, the first Black woman ever to receive such recognition. It was a fitting tribute to someone who had given everything to the country that adopted her, and who had turned her life into a weapon of dignity, freedom, and resistance. Josephine Baker is too often remembered only for her feathers and her stage persona. But the Spartan mindset sees deeper. She was a warrior who fought with elegance and resolve, who wore laughter as armor and charm as strategy. She faced hatred, war, racism, and injustice, and each time she chose not to run, not to bend, and never to break. Her life is a reminder that there is more than one way to wage war. Not all Spartans carry swords. Some carry music, some carry secrets, some carry a cause in their hearts. Josephine Baker carried all three. Her battles were waged in theaters, in occupied cities, and on the streets of a segregated America. And through it all, she remained unbroken. Order the Spartan Mindset today and embark on your journey toward becoming the leader your world needs. Let your struggles forge you into a warrior of character and resolve. The Spartan Mindset provides a comprehensive and actionable guide to personal development and resilience. Available now for just $19.99. Purchase your copy from the links in the description box below and on this channel's homepage. Because your future begins with the right mindset. The Spartan Mindset.